Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host, Superman in the house, the largest Pulsechain influencer doing daily shows. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm loving it. Things are really about to rock and roll. Beyond Pulsechain, that's the title of the video. LibertySwap leading the way. It's going to be pretty astounding, I think, where we're heading. So I hope you guys enjoy it too. Should be a lot of fun. Now, if you guys are watching right now, don't forget to smash the likes, and let's see how we get on here, because I think it's going to be pretty amazing. Let's see here. Let's see if everything's up and running. Looks like everything's looking good. So get in the chat there and let us know how things are going. If you're new to YouTube, of course, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. And if you're on X, don't forget to smash the follow button at the top. That really does help a lot there moving forward. So without further ado, though, let's get into the markets and talk about where things are going, because I think it's going to be pretty exciting, guys. Pretty exciting. And we've got a great lineup and information today. So I hope you guys enjoy that too. Let's see how we get on here. We're going to get into the stock market first and kick it into gear and see how we went on for Thursday night's results. How about that? I think it's a pretty good idea. So let's jump in there. All right, so let's get to the comments. We've got Peter in the house. Hey, Peter. Good evening. Good evening to you as well, and welcome to the chat. We've got Wall Street futures steady after record highs. Well, we've got the futures are already up. We closed the market, and the futures are already up on Iran talk hopes. And I don't know if you saw Trump's gaggle, but very upbeat from Trump. You're talking about winning across the board there with Trump. You got hassled a little bit around some of the social media posts, but apart from that, it's looking very good indeed. We got Dow Jones at the moment up 0.25%, 115 points to 48,578, and a lot of the market commentators are baffled about how resilient the market is. But Tom Lee's been the only one that's had a clear message about the first 10% of a war. Historically, they went through all the wars right back to World War I think it was, and they said the sell-offs in the first 10% of a duration period on average, and because this is kind of a short war, if that, then its recoveries is really quick. And of course, a lot of the underlying economy is doing very well overall. And so we're expecting it to really boom now too this year, next year, as a result of all the investment that's gone to the United States over the last year with Trump, circa $20 trillion and growing, right? Especially with a lot of 100% capital expensing from the tax bill last year. So there's a lot of exciting things coming up, and things are really starting to line up. Obviously, Trump wants to get this war done because of the midterms coming up, and therefore America would be safe and prosperous, and so that bodes well for the midterms. So that's kind of the lay of the land for the rest of 26. I'm expecting GDP to really pick up, and of course America to benefit from the oil and from a lot of other things around the tax refunds, etc., that are going to come due. So I think that's going to be pretty good. We also got Dow Jones. So we've got that at the moment, 48,600. If we look at the last year, you can see we're only off the top there by about, I don't know, maybe 1,500 points off the top from February. And then we've got the S&P 500 up 0.25%, 18 points to 7,041. And we're at a new all-time high, new all-time high from the S&P 500. Yeah, so that is crazy, crazy good. And a lot of the commentators, are baffled by it. Hey, we got Just in the house. Aloha to you as well. Big shout out to Hawaii people out there. And so a lot of people are baffled, but Tom Lee's called this pretty well. We've got the NASDAQ at the moment up just over 30%, 86 points to 24,104. Also at new all-time highs as well. So only the Dow Jones is lagging a bit there, 1,500 points. That's the 30 industrials in the United States. US dollar holding up at 98. Many people thought the US dollar would collapse as well, but Trump is outmaneuvering everybody. The old brick undermining and everything else. He's resetting the world order. Remember that post a couple of days back? The big reset? Well, Trump's been setting this up, and it's going very well. The only thing that we've seen exposed is the globalist Marxists running the rest of the West, who are actually trying to undermine him. And of course, their economies are struggling as a result of Trump's move to secure the world's security around terrorist and nuclear bombs. and their net zero policies are showing them up big time, right? Big time, including Australia, Germany, and many other places like that. So it's pretty crazy stuff going on. We also saw the Hungary election the other day, and Orban there lost, and that was a bit of a worry. A bit worried about the new guy coming in, but apparently he's turned around and rejected 90% of the EU with illegal immigration. We'll see what happens there with legal immigration. That's always the trick. So we'll keep looking at the legal immigration because that can often be a way that they can flood the country as well. But certainly on the illegal front, he's been strong on that so far. So kind of good on that sort of stuff. We want to, depending on which worldview you're holding, we want to get the countries back. We've got some of the worst idiotic leaders you could imagine. They're not only are they idiotic, but they're evil as well. So we've got idiotic and evil leaders in the West, all these Marxist globalists, and they are destroying the West very quick. The ultimate goal, of course, is to hand power over to the United Nations. And, of course, that is struggling as well on the budget because Trump's been attacking that too very cleverly. But remember, it's the United Nations that has been Islamizing the West since 2000. And it's gone, even Europe's gone from 500,000 to 50 million now. And many of them have caused rampant crime and violence. And so we're hoping Trump's moving on multiple fronts against this. And there's only so much he can do, but he's doing a lot, I think, quite a bit. And so we've got all this lay of the land with peace and prosperity. It's one thing having prosperity, but if you don't have peace and freedom, it's hard to enjoy unless you're going to somehow hide in some island somewhere. But that's kind of the place we're at the moment. We've got Crypto Jackson House there. Woohoo! Smash the like and subscribe. Definitely do that on the way in. So let's get into the markets at the moment. So the market's looking pretty good, and the futures are already up 1/10%. So they're already looking good there, and Trump's gaggle was pretty cool. So yeah, regular sessions. The Nasdaq also extended its winning streak to 12 sessions. So 12 sessions in a row. This is really baffling a lot of the guys that like to be bears as well. So pretty huge. We've obviously got the Lebanon ceasefire here, expected to last around 10 days, seen as potential stepping stone towards wider peace negotiations. So things are looking very good there. And of course, that's Israel agreeing to a temporary ceasefire with Lebanon. President Trump's played a big role in that. And of course, he wants to move to a peace deal, but he only wants a peace deal that's going to be sticky, that's going to stick. He's been pretty clear on that. Economic data released earlier in the day showed US jobless claims falling more than expected, pointing to continued resilience in the labor market and offering further support to equities. So pretty cool there. So while we've got this AI boom just ramping up, remember this AI thing's going to be going for some time, and also the chip makers, because if you're going to move to a fully automated society, you can imagine the amount of chips you're going to need. Remember Elon Musk talking about that with his, his prefab factory opening for chips. He just says there's not enough chips. There's not enough chips for what they want to do. They want to, pretty much put chips everywhere, all these advanced chips, and they want to automate and AI everything, right? That's kind of the idea. That's huge. You think about how big the world is, and they're only just starting. It's a long time to make that happen. Now, there's always going to be boom and bust cycles in that. There's the low-hanging fruit, all that sort of stuff. So it's not just one straight line, but that's stuff that's going to keep going. We're really in that age as long as we have world peace, right? World peace. And so you got that, and then we got humanoid robots coming, which I keep harping on about, but it's because it's going to be transformational. Just like the iPhone, you know how people can't put the iPhone down, go to a cafe, everyone's not talking to each other, they got the iPhone. There's a few people talking to each other, but not many on their phone. They're sitting there going, "Where's the humans gone? Where's the humans gone?" They're all hooked into this, into the matrix on the phone. And so you're going to have that with robots. You're going to have robots everywhere. So why humans? What are all these humans? You're probably going to have, I don't know how many, maybe 10, 20, 30%, 40% spending more of their time with robots rather than other humans. I mean, it's going to be pretty bizarre. Because you got people like Elon talking about a 1-to-1 ratio. So if there's 8 billion people in the world, a 1-to-1, 8 billion robots running around, OMG. And of course, as their AI and algorithms get better and better and better, they are going to be mimicking a lot of human behavior, right? And so it's going to be pretty crazy stuff. And of course, they're going to try and make them look as real as they can, with silicon skin and probably new technology in that space. It's going to be pretty weird, guys. It's going to be pretty weird. And it's funny, if you grew up in the particularly, I guess it's been around for quite a few decades, but particularly around the 80s, you would know that all the stuff was kind of pre-seen, right? So now you got a lot of the generations from those generations and after now kind of realizing that sort of spacey future of tech, but it's actually going to be more weird than people think as well. So we've got some crazy stuff happening there with the old tech coming up. So this is a big cycle that's coming up with AI, superpowered chips, humanoid robots, all sorts of other robots, of course, as well as advances in battery power. Power is the key, right? So power is the underlying thing. That's why power is going to do so well moving forward, right? Because they're going to have to double, triple the amount of power in the United States. This is what you're talking about. It's really an energy race now that we're getting into this advanced tech, right? Battery power, of course, going to be very important too. So it's this game on. We're going to have quite the industrial revolution with a few pump and dumps on the way. So it's got a big sector we're moving into, and we're only just warming up for it. All right, so let's jump over to the crypto market and have a quick look at how we went over as well. Let me do a refresh here. We're still looking pretty peppy as well with the stock crypto market. We're at $2.628 trillion here on CoinGecko, up 0.7% right now. We got Bitcoin at the moment is at 74,715. We were at 75 just before the live stream, so it's just down a tad over the last hour, 0.4%, but we're still up 0.1% on the 24-hour basis, and we're still up 4% for the week. So we're still looking pretty good there. Ethereum there is down 1% at the moment on 24 hours, down 0.7%, most of that in the last hour. We're sitting at $2,330, but we're still up 6.5% for the week. So 200 basis points there versus Bitcoin. We've got XRP at the moment, number 4, up 2.4%, $1.43, up 6.7% for the week, even doing better than Ethereum now. So Ethereum obviously was doing better yesterday. BNB is up 1.4%, $631 at number 5, up 4.7% for the week. Solana up 4.1% at $88.24. I think some of the charts are kind of looking almost good for Solana, but they probably may still have to wait for Bitcoin to make a bit of a break high here. The 75K, a bit of a sticky area. Obviously, people are looking at to get well over 82K. Maybe we'll really get something on there, but Solana on the TAs, understand, looking kind of good. Up 6% for the week. Tron there up 0.2% at 32 cents, 32.7 I should say, up 2% for the week. And Doge there at number 10 up 3.8% at 9.8 cents, almost back at 10 cents there, and that is up 6.6% for the week. So best performer in the last 24 hours has been Solana at 4.1%, followed by Doge up 3.8%. So a bit of the other major altcoins moving there with the blockchains. And we've got the best performer over the last week is XRP up 6.7%. I think there was news out of, was it Hong Kong? Something like that. I can't remember the exact news item, but XRP got a bit of a lift from that. So that is the top 10. Let's have a look at the top 100. We've got Rave still up 1,575% for the week, 40% today. Siren up 174%, 106% today. Some big moves there. Meancore up 41%, 31.7% today, which is most of that. Aave up 25%, 7.3% today. And Ethena there up 22% for the week, and half of that is today, 12%. So those are your top 5. Notably, we've got WorldCoin also moving up there 20%. Now remember that Bitmine Immersion, Tom Lee, the number 1 digital asset treasury, has a big position in Orbs. Orbs has a big position in WorldCoin, and WorldCoin is the evil tech guy, Sam Altman, right? So that's the guy there, and that's up a bit there with digital IDs and AI. So we'll keep a lookout for that. That is going to be a major thing coming up. And not followed by Arbitrum and Ton or Telegram there with Toncoin chain there. All right, so that's the move. Let's go to the top 1,000. We've got Audi up 154% and top 1,000, based at number 110%, and Siren 106%. So we've got some big movers in the top 1,000 today. Trending overall, Pudgy Penguins, Siren, and Ravedale on the move. So there have been some big winners there at the moment. Talking about winners, we've got Craig Pittenhouse. Morning all. Great to see you, Craig. Welcome to the chat as well. If you are on X right now, don't forget to smash the repost button. That really helps a lot there. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to smash subscribe as well. There we go. Let's zoom in on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin at the moment is is sitting, as we say, 74,730. We're comfortably above the 50-day, and the 50-day, guys, is churning up here to 71,437. So are the bears going to be even more confused by the price chart, given the recent, well, at least the Iran conflict, because we're on the move here? It looks like a market maker may come in at some stage, especially if we get a deal over the weekend. That's when Trump's indicated, I believe, is the weekend we could get a deal with Iran. Not a peace extension, not a ceasefire extension, but maybe a deal done. They are pretty desperate. Remember, it was only going to be about 2 weeks before they really ran out of money, but apparently they're already running out of money. They got to pay all their staff, all the IRGC guys, and if no one's earning money, no one can buy food, no one can eat. People get pretty frustrated. They can't sit around and do some of the Persian cultural things. What is it, smoking those big pipes and other things like that? I don't know, I haven't really been there, but seen a few videos. So that's kind of the stuff that could be going on there, and it changes pretty quickly, doesn't it? You can't have a lot of money to spend on weaponry and everything else that you got. So your black market dealers maybe dry up. Trump's tried to shut down China providing the weapons. So any sort of state supply or black market stuff's also getting a bit more desperate too. So the pressure's on there, and the blockade seems to be fully blocked. So that's the play there. So we got at the moment the 50-day at $71,437 in yellow. We're starting to curl back up here. We've got the 200-day here up in orange at just under $83,000. That's a key mark, right, for a really big bullish move, as well as if we get a golden cross coming up here as well. It's obviously something that we're looking forward, right? So kind of cool. We already had this death cross played out pretty badly. Obviously, the bears would suggest that we got one more leg down this year, potentially to 53K. We know Tom Lee's talked about a 20% correction this year, but that could be off a way higher base, a higher level, right? So, the bears so far not looking very good at all. And of course, a lot of people that were shorting are getting liquidated or having to close out the positions, right? Because this is holding up quite nicely here. Every day it holds up too. It costs them more, right? So there's a cost of capital for shorting. And so, and more people start opening up longs, and that's where we go there. So not bad. So if we get a market play here, a market maker, this yellow line will go up really fast. And even though the orange line will go up, we should be able to get a golden cross coming up. And that generally would hint that we're going to have a bigger move ahead as well. We've got a lot of bullish catalysts. If we get an Iran deal, we get obviously the Clarity Act, and let's say by May, we get the interest rate cuts. Let's say by July with the new chair. Things are flowing through pretty well. We've got the manufacturing index / business cycle starting to lift up over the last 3 months. So that continues, and we start getting a lift in the business cycle. Then Bitcoin's going to run like a dream. We've got a lot of money printing going on. So you can see monetary policy going to be supportive. We've obviously got the war expenditure. That is fiscal, that's a demand side. So it's pretty cool from the macro picture. And then we add in a lot of the bullish things that we're going to talk about coming up around the whales buying. So it's all the things are looking really good. Let's jump over to Bitcoin. So if you want to do a leverage play on Bitcoin, and what do? You go to strategy, right? MicroStrategy, formerly MicroStrategy, now Strategy. And it has had a big run. Look at that. So it's up to $149 again. Last time it was up there was on the 17th of March, and that was $150. It is now over the 50-day moving average for MSTR, so looking very bullish here for this. And of course, as you guys know, Stretch, the Vampire or iPhone product for Strategy, is working like a dream. Now, at the moment, it's quite a big discount. So I think it's sitting at $99.02 or something like that. But it will take probably about 10 days maybe to get back to $100. We'll see how the FOMO goes. But because remember, the dividend's not out for another month, right? So that's why it sort of gets discounted. But you can pick it up cheap if you're a long-term player and get that 11.5% yield. And so that's where we are. Now, how high is it going to go with that yield, right? So let's say the CAG or return for Bitcoin is 30% or 40%. Then it's he's offering 11.5%. And so how high would he go? Would he go to 15%? man, you can imagine the amount of capital flowing in at 15%. I mean, it'd be pretty silly. And of course, it's going to be interesting. At 11.5%, it's very aggressive already. We're seeing billion-dollar days turnover, and so I think that's probably adequate, and that's probably where I think we will be for a while. So pretty exciting there. And the vampire market's getting vampired, and it's all buying up Bitcoin. He's got to be the major Bitcoin buyer. Obviously, they do a lot of that stuff through OTC desks and through I think it's going through Coinbase as well. So they're doing a lot of OTC. So that's capping the Bitcoin price because they don't want to keep pumping it up all the time they're buying. But no doubt that's going to have increasing pressure on the spot price moving forward. So pretty exciting stuff. And they bought, just in 2 days alone, I think they bought close to 25,000 Bitcoin. I mean, this is insane numbers, guys. Insane. So the big buyer is Michael Saylor. But not only him, we've got whales buying too. So let's talk about that. We've got Strategy is the top digital treasury with the new Stretch product buying tens of thousands of Bitcoin. We could probably reasonably expect on the low side 30,000 a month, 50,000 probably on the higher side. But who knows where it could go if the rest of the debt max starts to FOMO in on Stretch? Because why would you earn 2 to 4% when you can earn 11.5%? That's kind of pretty easy math, right? Pretty easy math. All right, so that is the play. Let's jump into Strategy. The whales. So we've also got the whales. So these are addresses that have typically sold Bitcoin down, maybe from the $126,000 mark, and they're back buying, right? They're back buying. And so we know that in the last week that the ETFs have started net buying. So from the beginning of the year to date, they're now back in net buying now. So that's been pretty exciting. We know Saylor's just buying up as tons. I think it's 80,000 Bitcoin so far this year, and that's accelerating from Saylor. And then we've got now the whales also buying. So 270,000 Bitcoin in the last 30 days, the biggest accumulation since 2013. Exchange reserves just hit their lowest level since December. Less Bitcoin available, more being pulled off the market every day. So you can see what I mean. It's really crazy stuff. Bitcoin on exchange is really falling. We've got the whales buying, we've got the ETFs with the institutions buying, and all the clients, wealth clients, etc., starting to buy. And then we've got Michael Saylor's Strategy buying up all the Bitcoin. And this looks like it could be a runaway buyer too. It is the big whale. And eventually that's got to have a huge impact on spot prices. Let's keep a lookout for that. I think we're in an unusual position. Things have changed a lot. Some of the bears that I hear listen to, and I won't name names, but they're missing the point, I think, on this. And that is that Strategy is really buying OTC, all the stuff off OTC. I just wonder whether we'll get to a point where OTC kind of prices and platforms will end up, just running out of OTC offers. I don't know. Maybe there's always a price OTC, of course, but the volumes that they're buying are just so insane, guys. You got to have willing sellers, right? You got to have willing sellers. And so this just looks like, they're going to have to probably do some spot purchases or something. They do that in some dynamic ways, but I think it could hit the exchanges a bit here. And everyone else is buying, not everybody. A lot of the retail book has to buy generally off spot. Let's see how we go. All right, so that is pretty exciting. And of course, look at where we are on the curve. So we got supply decreasing in the short term, particularly. It's just long-term supply decreases. It's going to run out of sellers. Krugman puts it very well. Where's the Bitcoin to sell? It's going to run out, and that's what I think's happening here. And now you got a systemic buyer with Strategy through the debt market vampiring. You got the ETFs just expanding there, and then you've got the whales now accumulating as well, very heavily. So it's I just really finding where's it all going. It's going to be a big supply squeeze, right? And we that by 2032. There's only going to be about 330,000 Bitcoin left. There's 2 years. We've got a halving down to 225 Bitcoin per day from 450. You can see that it's just running out, guys. It's just running out. And so it's going to be a huge supply squeeze, and we potentially get some big numbers. The power law is the best model that we've got that's sort of tracking this. And we've got the midpoint at the moment. 172,000 is the green line. That's the midpoint, right? So that's the linear regression fit. And then we've got the support line in red. and kind of bouncing off that on this model. There's slight variations to this, obviously, but this is huge right now, and we're sitting at 75. We're at the top of the line. That purple line is resistance. That's $575,000 Bitcoin, guys. And look, it's just looking much more likely now with the supply running out, with demand just ramping up. It's ramping up, and strategy has changed the game on that on the Bitcoin profile to bring it forward, bring the rally forward, and it's very exciting to see that. And so it's huge. It's huge. So look at this stuff coming, guys. And then when we go to the end here of 26, we got the price at $700,000 Bitcoin at the top, at the resistance. 200,000 is the mid case by the end of, well, at least by January there of 27. It is huge, and the floor price at 72,000, just below where we are right now. We go to the end of 28. 28. Yeah, end of 28 here. We got the resistance at $888,000 Bitcoin, mid price of 270K Bitcoin, and the floor price there, or the resistance support price there, at 95,000. So this is the zone that we're going into, and it's just looking way more probable, right? Way more probable, and we're going to probably see a lot of bullish things. And we've also got the manufacturing business cycle, right, which is one of the two best indicators of the bull run. It matches very well with the rally in Bitcoin, and it's just starting to take off after 2 years flat. We've also had the tops. We had the top here, in 2018 of 20,000. We had these tops of around 69, I think it was, 1,000 back here, and then we've between these bull market peaks, we have these mid-market rallies, right? So we've had that one, and I think the one that we had with 126K was also just that mid-cap rally, right? So we're looking forward to the banana part of this rally ahead of us into 26, 27, which matches pretty much everything we've been talking about for some time, as well as, of course, the impact of Trump's economic policies, which are fantastic. If we had Biden/Democrat policies, we would be in the crapper right now. The world would also be in a nightmare, and it's pretty much that. So I liken the Democrats and all that sort of stuff to like a demon and a cell. So they make a world which is like we're in a cell in hell, and they're the demons torturing and torturing us and all that sort of stuff. So it's a pretty bad world, and that's the world they were taking us down, right? Where truth, where lies are truth and truth is the lie, and they punish truth, right? So that's the lie that they were going to push us into. That they were going very fast into it. We saw with the Doge system that they were funding that program around the world, not just the United States, but Europe, Asia, even in countries like New Zealand. They were funding all this psychotic worldview, right? So we're lucky. We dodged a bullet with Trump, and now we have really good supply and demand management and massive investment and growth, and a move towards freedom as much as possible, and rejigging the world order to hold back these guys, right? Now, so that's kind of the short-term play. I think we've got at least a good window of reprieve with Trump. Now, the question, of course, post-Trump, who will be in power? Will we have another administration that protects us from these psychopaths, or will the darkness come back? So that's a question for the future. And of course, Trump's making America super strong. So if it did fall into the hands of really, really terrible people, they'd be even more powerful, right? So there is the opposite side of this, the flip of the coin. But look, we're going to take the short game and medium game here and enjoy the relative freedom and the prosperity, which is a once in a lifetime, right? Opportunity. So get excited about that. Cup half full, cup half full, right? That's the way you got to be. All right. So that is the power law there. So looking very exciting moving forward here, guys. Very exciting indeed. Let's jump over to Ethereum. Ethereum there at $2,335 right now. We got the 50-day at the $2,195, the 200-day at $2,655, all the way up here, and we're looking pretty solid like Bitcoin at the moment. And instead of just a pump and a dump, we've got a nice consolidation happening over here, and we've got a nice curling up of 50-day towards the 200, another golden cross, potentially moving forward. In fact, for me, looking very good indeed. And if we get a deal with Iran, perhaps over the weekend, that would be pretty cool. And there was also, the rest of the bullish things around the Clarity Act, etc., that we've talked about earlier in May. We've got lots of options there coming up. Let's see here. We got. Let's go to Altcoin Daily. we've got a bit of a video how good Ethereum's going to be. So if Michael Saylor is vampiring the debt market to pump crypto, the ETFs see the big future. They're piling in on Bitcoin. And we've got the whales jumping back in because they see the big picture as well. What's Ethereum? Ethereum there is bringing over the new monetary system, the new finance system over the blockchain. And Raoul Paul here has got his take on it. So let's listen to him.
I found it hilarious. A year and a half, 2 years ago, people were like, ETH is dead. I'm like, no, the entire banking system will go to ETH. That doesn't mean, it's a mono-chain world, but it's like, I know how banks work, right? The moment I left the financial system, I've used nothing but Apple. But when you're in a bank, every single computer is Microsoft. Because it's really for them about Lindy effects, things that survive, things that you don't get fired for, things that are proven, because nobody wants to lose their jobs over new technology.
And I had to learn this. I had no idea. Like, we've worked for a decade on making sure Ethereum's resilient, has multi-client, is distributed across the world, has 100% uptime. And I actually had no idea until I talked to the banks. I was like, oh, I found a customer of decentralization. They just don't know it. They care about uptime. They care about resilience. They care about the thing that's been around for the longest. They care about the thing that no one can turn off. You just have to translate the language to them. And yeah, the no one gets fired for picking Microsoft is very real, and it's in Ethereum's favor.
Yeah, that's right. And also just the fact that there's so many developers, because if not, it's hard.
All right. So as you can see there, Raoul Paul there, everyone's coming over to Ethereum. Finance is coming over. It is a game changer, right? So, and we're just at that takeoff phase. The investment's being made and the system's getting set up. It will take till the end of the year to set up that system that Tom Lee is setting up, and particularly he's trying to lead the way on that. He's seen it, and he's one of those people that's able to put the pieces together because he's also a top stock market guy as well as a top crypto guy. So he's the perfect guy to lead the vision, and that's why he's gone all in on being the number one digital asset treasury, copying a strategy in many ways and taking that 5% position, right? But he's going well beyond that because that's just the base. The digital asset treasury is just a base, high income staking position, helps push the price up as well. Obviously, a lot of OTC desk stuff happening, multiple exchanges to do that. But he's actually bringing setting up the infrastructure so that you can have all the institutions and the retail coming to Ethereum. So he's doing both of those two big groups. That's where all the money is, and he's making that mass adoption with those two groups come to the blockchain. And so he'll be setting up a lot of that this year. We should see a lot of the fruit of that into next year with all that stuff. Mr. Beast, obviously, industries, all that stuff coming together with digital ID and AI agents and DeFi, right? So, or CeFi in this case. We got Crypto MVS in the house there. Good morning, Superman. Great to see you, Crypto MVS, the editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread and promotional lead for the Crypto Night Show. Big shout out as always. Photor in the house there. What the heck's up? Good to see you, Photor. Welcome to chat as well. So if you guys haven't smashed the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. We're streaming on 3 YouTube channels, the Crypto Night Show, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain X. If you're on X, of course, don't forget to scroll up to the top of the profile there on the Crypto Night Show and smash the follow button. If you guys are also watching the show, hit the repost button down here. Give us a heart as well and hit the repost. That helps a lot there. And, let's get moving here. The largest Pulsechain channel to do daily shows. So get in there, folks. A lot of fun. Now, one thing I was going to say was if you guys haven't joined our strategy club, you want all the intel, much more intel than I post and cover on the live stream, join our strategy club. You can see the QR code below me. You can hit that. That will take you to the Whoop Store, well-known financial platform that allows you to sign up to clubs and things like that. And you will get a link to the Discord and join our secret strategy club and get all the alpha in there. And we have some great discussions as well. So get in on that. If you also find the links in the video description and, of course, pinned to the top of X there, you'll end up going through the Whoop Store Strategy Club at the time. So we'll look forward to seeing you there. Just over $1 a day to join up. So fantastic value there. All right. We got John says all in Hex and all in Trump says John. USA for sure. All right. So let's jump into Pulsechain. The title of the video, as you can see, is Beyond Pulsechain. LibertySwap, StableSwap, ZKX, and of course, new yield platform. Now, I did cover, LibertySwap briefly yesterday on a live stream, but we're going to be jumping into that a lot bigger today to talk about that for those that missed out on the big news around LibertySwap and the big products that they're coming up. Triple Factor this month, and they're all huge projects, really adding a lot of value. So we're going to get into that. Now, let's jump into Pulsechain results. 1,071 days since Pulsechain launched on the 30th of May 2023. A full system state fork of Ethereum based on the 10th of May 2023. And here we are 1,071 days later. Pulse was up yesterday, just down a bit today, down 5.4% at 50848. Our first target will be 1,200, so we've still got a bit of work to do to get to that. PulseX at the moment is at 50653, down almost 7%. The buy and burn sitting at 8.86%, so it's getting up there towards 10%. Ink token at the moment, 39 cents, down 6%, and that is actually doing slightly better than PulseX. And then we've got Hex on Pulsechain, PHEX as we call it, at just under 1/1600th of a penny, and that is down 5.6% today. And then finally, EHEX there is at 0.0076. One PHEX will get you 2.07 EHEX at the moment. So EHEX there a little bit stronger than it was yesterday. Combined price, we don't have ProvX on there. GoPulse there doesn't have that. So I might have to, maybe I will move. I don't know. I've been using GoPulse for a long time, but I may move to maybe Pulsechain stats or something. We'll see. We'll see. We got the current GWEI or beats at the moment, I should say, is at 1.2 million. So it's actually quite high. We've actually moved to 0.4 of a penny. So this is the highest cost we've seen for some time. That being said, it's still super cheap, right? Still super cheap there. Let's go to the validators. We're at 50,379. We're probably keeping a lookout for if Rack and Michelle does several more thousand validators, no doubt. We're pretty much sitting here at the moment. So presumably he's got 1,000 validators operating, but I think it's indicated 2,000 going to be set up. So we'll keep a lookout for that. The bridge right now is at 72.5 million, so still holding pretty strong there. Still with elevated Bitcoin and Ethereum prices at the moment. So and we also got what was it, DAI? They came over. I can't remember what we had come over the bridge yesterday. EDAI, was it EDAI? Was it? Yeah, can't. Oh, maybe it was EUSDC. I can't remember now. I think it was USDC maybe. But that's pretty much it on those. Let's jump over to the top performers. Well, we've got this. What is it? This dangerous coin at the top here. This rug pull. I just forgotten the name now, but yay there. It's up there, so avoid that if you can. We've got the world's greatest PDI printer from OG WebChef up 43%, so still pretty elevated on the OG WebChef. Let's have a look at the dive peer, and this is still elevated, still doing pretty well. Look at that. A bit of volume came in, and up it goes. So still doing pretty well there with the old world's greatest PDI printer. What is PDI and why you should earn it? Why you care? So earning PDI there from that. So obviously PDI doing pretty well. In fact, let's go have a quick look at PDI while we're here. PDI, of course, one of the top volume tokens on the chain. In other words, doing pretty good volume. Actually, that's the wrong one. Let's go to Coin List, is it? Yeah, Coin List, yeah. And let's go to the volume here. And we had a pretty exciting thing happen, is that with the lift in volumes, because our volumes had lifted, we had a lot more coins. We normally have about 6 or 7 coins on low volume do over 100K, which is not that great. But we had 16 yesterday, and today we got 10. So we had 16 yesterday. But world's greatest PDI printer happens to be number 10, so it's the over 100K there. And PCOCK just dropped out at the bottom, not far behind. 96K, but still out there along with incentive token. So there we go. PDI at the moment is still doing pretty well with the volume, 921,000. So you see it, and that's a huge jump in the volume. And they were doing like 150 maybe. Now they're at 921. They had a big pump for the week, up 88%. Still sitting, relatively handsome at 21/100th of a penny. So that's been a bit of a move. Now they have one of the largest communities in Pulsechain, and they have obviously good turnover constantly. So that's always been their support, as well as some big influencers. So they got 3 big catalysts. They don't really have a protocol though supporting it. So PDI to $1 is a bit of a dream right now. I know that LibertySwap, the idea at LibertySwap, what they're doing with the multi-chain is people see that as supportive. But that's not going to mean that they're going to go to $1, right? Now, in a bull market, any coin can go up multiple X's. So that's a different as well. So, it's all PDI is really designed around PMaker. And if that's, mostly shot to the death, then you really need another way of taking all the stuff off the market. And then you need people to want to put that stuff into that protocol, right? So it's still, still very speculative, right? So that's the play there. All right. That is the old PDI. Let's jump out of the markets there, and that's world's greatest PDI print, I should say, and you're earning PDI there. We've got Bonnie. It's been around for a year. That's up 30%. Now, you must do your own due diligence and check all these, because I don't always check for, whether they're a rug pull, like this Yay token is definitely one. So to avoid that one at the top. DevC there, up 26%. Mafia coin at $1.30, holding up there at 6%. Obviously, we've talked about Rack and Michelle, and of course, doing more validators. It's got 1,000 validators in play, talked about 2,000, and may go up to 5,000. That's based on Telegram comments that I saw him make. So $1.30 right now, looking pretty strong. Now, it's a bit of a trick of the trade, though, because there's only 80,000 coins in there, and the random, airdrops to the VIPs has not happened. So, that was supposed to happen on Monday, so that never happened. So, changing things around a bit easy there. But, pretty positive around the validators. So we'll see what he does. That's where it is right now. We got dominance from OG WebChef at the moment, up 5.7%. What do we got there? 5.7% there at the moment on OG WebChef, along with the world's greatest PDI printer. So, they're dominating in the top 10 right now. We've got one of the PCOCK peers, one of the smaller ones there with DAI. That's up a little bit too, at 3% at 1.559. So, PCOCK's up a little bit overnight on the news of the new product stage 1 launch, at least. We got Reserve Tay there, James Maria up 2.66%, and that's in the top 10. So that wraps up our top 10 there. So not a lot of big movers. We've got three big movers over 10% overnight. There we go. And looking further down past the top 10, we've got Zero Trust tied into the Peacock, up 1.8%. Coffee Shop there tied to the Peacock as well, 1.6%. Obviously, Peacock itself at 1.4% there on another one of the peers. We've got a lot of peers that are spread around there. Zendog, part of the quadfecta, as I call it. I've moved from trifecta to quadfecta now. It's kind of 4 tokens, isn't it? That's at 1.3%. Top Hat tied to Peacock. So a lot of the Peacock ones are all moving at the moment. Is this the beginning of a bigger move in the Peacock? Let me know your thoughts in the chat as we're going here, because these guys are about to, beyond Pulsechain, as I got it. Peacock is on the move, and with the LibertySwap. We got Sparta there up 1.2%. A Vouch also at 1.1%. I've been trying to get the Vouch guys online. They did signal that they were going to come, but I've heard nothing from them. So can't pull a rabbit out of the hat if the rabbit's not coming. Hey, come on, get out of the hat. Let's go. All right, so we got Peacock in there at the moment, sitting at 1.55 cents, almost up 0.75%. Is it starting to move? Is it finally starting to move? We shall see. Typically, when they launch something new, it takes a little bit longer for the market to move afterwards. Not so true for speculative pump and dumps. The market just goes all in, at least the speculators do. What else we got there? We got ProoveX down here as well. We're going to talk about that. That's sitting at 7,700. So it's just taking a little bit longer to get up to that 91, 9,300. But still, that is the mark right now with the old ProoveX there. So how many coins in the green? 22. So only 1 in 5 in the green here on Deck Screener trending. So we're going to scroll all the way down and see who's the biggest loser today. Loser there. I say that with jest. We got Pepe down 16%. In fact, that was one of our big winners, but it's been wiped out. Yeah, we had a big winner on that the other day, but that is certainly coming back to where it was. So not looking so hot right now with the old Pepe. Let's see what else we got going. It's got small liquidity, so someone wants to come along and pump it. I guess they can do that again. But it's got a bit of a downtrend there. Gizmo down 14%. SCADA from Next Supply down 14%. Got a PTC pair down here as well. ZKP on the back of ProoveX, that is down 12%. Volume is down at 5K. So volume's okay, but it is down 12% there. So, the capital value is definitely down. But the chart's still looking good. And as long as it just really holds this 4,000 mark. So it's 4,300. Got to hold the 4,000 mark there, maybe. What's that? Let's say 3,800. Let's be a bit lower. 3,800 there. But the pulse ratio, let's look at that. At 50, so testing there. So 50 is very key on the horizontal, so it really does want to hold the 50 there. I haven't got the RSI on here, but you probably want to pull that up as well. But basically, you buy ZKP, you stake it, and you earn ProoveX, right? And it's been pretty lucrative. Can't remember how much ProoveX is. 150,000, something like that they've earned so far. Pretty amazing. So yeah, if ProoveX goes up, that's no doubt going to go up as the first mover project there from Kairos. Not bad at all. So that's pretty much the highlights on that. We're doing 5.6 million, so still better volume than we have had. We were down like 2, 3, 4 million. Yesterday we had 7.6. Today we got 5.6. So at least we're doing a bit better. It is subsiding a little bit, but and we have had the OG Web Chef pump the volume through to lift that up as well. And transactions yesterday we're at 500,000. We're back at 370, but still elevated there as well. So not too bad. PulseX at 5.6 million. 5.1 is PulseX, and 9mm must be the rest. Yeah, just under $500,000 on 9mm, which makes you want to have a look at 9mm and say, hey, where's 9mm at the moment, since it's doing $500,000 in volume? I think it was all the way down here somewhere. Number 65 is down 4%. And it's showing a bit of pump though. So I said to these dexes, we've only got 2 main dexes, and that's one's Richard Hart's PulseX, and the other one is 9mm, and they've got a good V3 index dex there. And you can see that they've actually been pretty good over the last 5 weeks. So there has been a bit of a rally in the old 9mm, and it's up 133% in a month, 28 days, which is a 2.3x. So that's not bad. How many years would you have to wait for a bank to do that? I don't know. It'll be for a long time. So yeah, that's pretty good on that. And if you look at the pulse ratio, it's probably even better. We're at 660. Yeah, look at that. In fact, the recovery has been all the way since this wick down here. But if I ignore this wick and I just take down the bottom here, let's say around 210, they're up at 660. So that's a bit longer time frame, but that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good up here. This is the weekly candles, by the way. So they're up 216% from there. And if we take the weekly wick here locally, then they've been in a rally for the last 6 months on 9mm, and that's a sneaky one. It's not a sneaky one, and that's at 560%, so 6.6x in 6 months if you'd pick that wick off, of course, but still up 3x or so from the bottom here if you didn't manage to get that. So we go to the daily, you can see the wicks in play. Here's that wick here, but still pretty amazing, right? Still pretty amazing there on 9mm. All right, and they're paying out, I don't know, they're paying out somewhere between 10 and 25,000 a month to holders of the token, somewhere in that ballpark. You do have to claim it. That is the play there. All right, so let's jump over to LibertySwap, shall we? Let's do that. So let's pick up LibertySwap somewhere, and let's have a look at how that's doing. We're going to go to X and check that out. So that's our market coverage right now. But let's go to LibertySwap, the main story of the day. So, here's LibertySwap. So we've got the website. We're going to come back. We might actually have a look at some of the liquidity pools there to talk about the Titans. I call them the Titans. Anything that's doing 100,000 is what I call a Titan volume on Pulsechain. We got America in the house there, the Hex Ruster, a true American hero. There we go. Great to have you in the chat. All right, so let's see where we are right here on now. So we got... LibertySwap's been posting a lot of stuff. Obviously a lot of social media trying to go viral with all the Richard Hart twerking stuff, and that's cool to see. We love that sort of stuff. It's always important getting the word out there. But let's scroll down a little bit here and look at the announcements that they had. So this is what they did. I covered this yesterday. So those that missed it, they basically said LibertySwap is excited to introduce StableSwap. So that is the big product here. So the title of the video I've got is Beyond Pulsechain, because these guys are going well beyond Pulsechain, but Pulsechain is where the value comes back to. So it's a win-win there. StableSwap is built to provide deep liquidity. So if that's the only takeaway you want to get, that is the takeaway, right? Is that they're looking. The StableSwap has been launched to provide deep liquidity for stablecoins. So that's the big takeaway there. Enabling seamless swaps between assets like DAI, USDC, USD Tether, USDS, and USD1. Now, these 5 coins, stable coins, are the big 5, right? They're the top 5. We went through that yesterday on CoinGecko. These are the big 5, right? And it's exciting. Not only that, but USD1 there is, associated to World Liberty and the Trump family, right? So it's also a bit like a leading indicator potentially of the Trump policies, right? It's just the way it is. Users can swap across blockchains or within a single chain, such as Pulsechain, Ethereum, or BNB, quickly and efficiently. Now, remember, this is not only just the frontier technology for Pulsechain. This is also the frontier technology for these other chains. So they're getting the benefit of LibertySwap, and that makes LibertySwap a global solution, and that's what we really love about this. So pretty cool. StableSwap is designed to be capital efficient, and that is important there. And of course, something that LibertySwap focuses on is capital efficiency and capital management. They're really, really great on that, so it's cool. Instead of locking liquidity across multiple blockchains, we primarily maintain liquidity on Pulsechain and Ethereum while enabling instant movement of assets to other chains. So remember that, primarily the liquidity is on there. Now, as you guys know, we talked about Bitcoin and Ethereum earlier. Ethereum and Bitcoin are getting most of the liquidity and volume. That's where all the money is coming through. It's going to pump everybody's bags on these other chains as well. And so this is great that LibertySwap is focused on Ethereum. And of course, we talked about that with Tom Lee and finance coming over. So this is a win-win. And this is the early laying of infrastructure for that. So exciting times ahead. Now, what I suggest to you is that they'll probably be working with and picking up big platforms, not just on Pulsechain, but outside of Pulsechain, that will lift their profile. We've already seen that earlier in the last couple of weeks going on some platforms. So there'll be, if you want to do privacy, LibertySwap will come up as one of those options and those sort of things. And that adds a lot more clients, right? While enabling instant movement to assets on other chains, people are sick and tired of having to do bridges, and some of them get rugged and having to do all of the different steps. This is all now taken away from everybody. You don't have to worry about liquidity or slippage, all that sort of stuff. This is all the safeguards that have been put in place there, and you can now do instant movement. So it's just really ease of use is fundamental, taking away all the risks, and these guys have done that. So this approach increases capacity and helps solve the liquidity constraints we previously experienced, particularly for larger players, right? The rollout will happen in 3 phases. So we've already had StableSwap V1 enables USDC Pulsechain swaps to and from supported networks. And if we go on to LibertySwap here, we've got, I've just picked up some of their stuff. So this is basically what they had last time. So really some of the key differences are fees and also the way the liquidity set up with the original bridge swappings. But now, of course, they're getting this centralized stuff with Pulsechain and ETH, and now being able to just route it through instantly with CCIP technology, right? So let's have a look. So if we're going to Pulsechain USDC, let's say we want to go to one of these other chains, so like Polygon, one of the top chains, you could do that. But if you want to go to Arbitrum, you will need to use their new technology, CCTP, and that's what we're talking about here, right? So awesome stuff coming in here. And you can see that you got this new thing showed up here, the CCTP, which is a modest fee there. So, I guess if we put in, I don't know, let's put in $1,000. Now the maximum is 25K. So that just, obviously that would go up maybe, I don't know, we'll see how that goes versus the amount of volume going through. And that would give you a $5 fee, which is, quite reasonable. Some people are paying like 1, 2 or more % fees for some of these stablecoin platforms. So they've really made that cheap. And that's the way you can earn some revenue. And then, of course, they got the bridge fee there as well, the CCTP fee there, cross chain, and that is 15 cents. So that's the fees you pay. Now you can go gasless mode, obviously, which is a big feature of LibertySwap. Enables you to swap without holding native gas tokens. Gas fees are fully sponsored by LibertySwap. So that would be, if this was your profit, that might be some of your costs there, and you're obviously making net profit out of that. That's kind of the idea. I see it. Now that's kind of the idea there. And of course, they've got Arbitrum. So let's get into that. Withdrawals from Pulsechain to these networks are already live. Support for Solana and additional chains, Plume, Morph, Alinea, Starknet, and WorldChain is being deployed to our UI. What did we find out about those? Well, we found out that they support these stablecoins, right? So the stablecoins up here, I think USDS and USD1, particularly USD1, on these chains, right? So they've made that alignment very nicely there to maximize the opportunity with people using those. So it's kind of cool. We got Geezer in the house there, Hex in the house. We've got a lot of Hexkins in the house today. It's very, very cool. Great to see that. So yeah, that is some of the cool stuff there. So V2. So let's get into the rest of it. So support for Solana and additional chains is being deployed on a UI, and like I say, that aligns with these popular tokens, particularly USD1 as well. So kind of cool. Before we get into the second part, we've got Eddie in the house. Hey. Good to see you, Eddie. Welcome to the chat there. So StableSwap V2 expands support to all major stablecoins across multiple blockchains. I don't think that's happened yet because we've obviously got other stablecoins, USD Tether, DAI, etc. Coming up. So DAI, and we got USD1 here. We don't have USDS on here yet, so that's interesting. So I guess we can just play around with what options are here at the moment. We got USDC, USDC Pulsechain. So that's not yet accessible yet. So some of these second stages not yet in play. And then, of course, so expand support to all major stablecoins. So that's yet to come. And then introduces StableSwap, StablePool, and StableSwap. And StableSwap's going to have obviously all the stablecoins there within individual chains, including Pulsechain, Ethereum, and BNB. So these ones here still to roll out by what I can tell here at the moment. So what else we got? Let's try and do some combinations here. So we're going to Ethereum, and then we might want it. So Ethereum's just their old tech, right? Then we go to, I guess, let's see, what do we got here? We got, let me just move this around. So Ethereum just goes to Pulsechain, I think. Yeah, just Pulsechain. That's using the old tech. Oh, got the error there. I don't know what that is, but let's refresh. So let's change this around. Let's go to maybe Ethereum. We know Ethereum and Pulse where the actual pools are. So I'm just trying to see what else they got there. So they got USDC to Pulse. Now, if we go to USDC to Pulse, let's go USDC base. We've still got Pulsechain, so it's not there yet. And what else there? Arbitrum, Solana. Let's go Solana. That's SVM chain, right? And it's I don't know if that has. Yeah, it's just got Pulse at the moment. So let's swap that around to Pulsechain, and let's go to Let's go to Unichain. Let's see. Yeah, Unichain. So if you're going to Pulsechain to Unichain now, that will be that will have the CCTP showing up as well. So whenever you see that, that's basically the new product there coming up on this StableSwap, right? So that's kind of the play. I guess you can play around with other ones. Obviously, Arbitrum in there. It's got the same thing. What else? We've got all these new ones. Optimism, that's got the same thing there as well. So you can see all these new peers. Pretty cool. So you can go to all these chains now from Pulsechain, presumably Ethereum as well, which is cool. So that first stage. We did that, didn't we? Yeah. And if you go into BSC, I think this is the old tech. Yeah, old tech. So you don't need CTP there because it's already established. I don't know if you can do if you do Ethereum. You can obviously let's see that no Ethereum only offers you just Pulsechain. Yeah. So if you go in Pulsechain, it seems like you can go to these other chains now, right? So Pulsechain, and you can go to these other chains. So I guess let's scroll up the top here. Let's go base chain. No, actually, that's not one I want because that's already old tech. Let's go to Optimism. No, let's go to what else? Let's go to Solana. So no, let's try one more. I think it's just Pulsechain one way at the moment. So unidirectional from the looks of it. Yeah, so unidirectional. So you can come to Pulsechain, but they haven't done it the other way around. So if you're on Pulsechain though, and you go to some of these other chains like USDC, then yeah, you're using the new tech. So it's got the CCTP there. All right, so hopefully that is pretty clear. So we're obviously going to get an expansion first in stablecoins with these other ones. So that's yet to come. And then stablecoin V3, we're going to get more chains, right? So, and we're also going to have stable pool as well. So they can set up the pools for these other stable coins and chains. So I think that's where we're heading here. Pulsechain will be the first. StableSwap will help maintain more consistent pricing across stable coins on the future, and that's also fits. It also fits the the big one of the big themes of this cycle, which is stable coins, right? Like the video, says Alex. Definitely do that. Thank you very much. Love all the emojis there, and we can see that in here on the little snippets here. We've got the CCTP. That indicates that it's part of this new tech that they've gone. And of course, they've upgraded all their contracts for this, right? So very cool there. We can see that, yeah. So I've got some examples. Pulsechain to the pink chain there. I forgot what that's called. To Avalanche there and to this other chain. So it's all from Pulsechain at the moment. That is what's set up there. And of course, we're expecting the next two stages to roll out. All right. Not only have we got that coming, but of course, I've got here beyond Pulsechain, Well, we've got StableSwap obviously rolling out in stages. That will be pretty quick, guys. I reckon we could have that within a week or two, maybe in a few days. I mean, that's, I think, going to be pretty quick going through stage 2 and 3 for StableSwap and stable pools. Keep a lookout for that. We've also got ZKX wallet. It's going to be a big deal. A lot of questions around the airdrop there. Crypto people love airdrops. Airdrops here, and it does look like PCOCK's starting to grind up post the announcement. We'll see how that goes. Hi all, good to see you, Blair. And then we've got the big new yield platform to fatten up all that liquidity, right? That is coming as well. So that's going to be very exciting. It'll be interesting to see what the yield value is. Obviously, talking about large-scale stables, they're typically lower yields, but we'll see what innovations they have around this. And of course, these things all work together. The other thing that we got with the ZKX wallet is that they are going to be having registered lists of dApps. So they're going to try to avoid you going on Google and getting rugged with a scam coin, right? A scam website, because they're all targeting Pulsechain and other cryptos, right? So they'll have verified app list on there so that you're not going to get rugged. So you can interact on the wallet and be safe. That's the idea there. All launching this month. And this is more important, right? This is a very important thing, especially given AI these days, and they can trick you all sorts of ways now, right? So it's getting even more difficult. So you got to fight fire with fire. And so I think this is the right way to go here forward. We're focused on getting everything live first and steadily expanding features across each product. So they're going to continue to add more features there. Kind of cool. It's a cool video there. That's pretty fun. But that is from LibertySwap. So they're going beyond. And so it's going to be an exciting month for LibertySwap, bringing us world-class stuff for sure. Very cool. And we talked about Kingsman yesterday. And this is the one here about doing fixed dApps in the wallet, so that because there's so many people already, there's a site up already impersonating ZKX wallet. So don't go to that. Don't go to Google. Go through official links here with LibertySwap, and the app itself, the wallet will have a fixed list of verified websites. So you're not going to get rugged using dApps inside the website, inside the wallet, I should say. And that is cool. So we like that. All right. Beyond buying up every domain name, yeah, you can buy. We're currently gathering information from victims. Yeah, so you got to be careful out there. Just don't. I mean, you can use the search for general search, but don't interact your wallets with these websites. You need to verify official links, right? Because they might just change the letter around the right way. All sorts of stuff. So do be careful out there, guys. It's even more important now than ever. We've got Orez in the house there. Good to see you, Orez. Welcome to the channel. Nice. So that's kind of cool. What else going on there? Let's see what else. Got some cool animations there. Let's scroll back up here from LibertySwap. Now, I'm not sure what this was about, but the $100,000 DAI bridge from Ethereum to Pulsechain through Token X bridge for Pulsechain. I'm not sure whose that was. Was that more from maybe it was more from LibertySwap using that to set up these big Liberty pools that are rolling out with the system. We saw them bring over 90 ETH the other day. So definitely setting up liquidity on ETH and Pulsechain, and then looking to expand to other chains from the looks of it for the seamless liquidity. They've also, it looks like they've been buying, 10 hours ago, buying some more PCOCK. Let's do it. We've got nothing to lose except poverty and the depths of Pulsechain bear market. So they're showing some receipts here of buying more PCOCK with USDC, and with these bridge technology and earning fees, they should, have more to buy PCOCK, right? That's the whole thing. So we keep looking for that. So very cool. What else? What else we can say about that? I think that's it. We're going to get wallet FOMO soon, aren't we? For the remember, the wallet coming up is a frontier of wallets. It's going to be, a combination of privacy and normal wallet technology with a lot of safety features. So it's a game changer, and a lot of people already FOMOing, asking them, when's the airdrop? How much should we get? All that sort of stuff, which is coming later. But they're focused on rolling out the frontier DeFi, which we're excited about, right? All that other stuff, it will come. All right, so that's pretty cool. So they're gonna have a whitelist of dApps in there. What else we got going here? 7 hours ago. Obviously talking about bridge hacks there and trying to be safe, which is kind of cool. They've been doing a lot of social media virality, which I always like. It's pretty crazy stuff with PCOCK and Richard out there doing the old twerk dance. He is invincible. Everyone should know that. So we've got a couple of fun posts there. So that's pretty much it from them at the moment. Let's have a look at a few of the replies. As you guys know, they always post some secret sauce in there. So it's kind of cool. Let's see here. Scroll through some of these. Airdrop coming. Everyone's after. Even Wuji Gang is after the airdrop. Everyone's looking for that. So you got a PCOCK. I think they get most of the tokens. We're going to find out what the tokenomics are, but I believe that's the case. They'll probably keep a certain amount of tokens for LP pools coming up. The other thing is, of course, if people buy up the DAO token, that they'll, a lot of projects are tied into PCOCK. Well, those projects also buy tokens, set up LPs for the DAO token. That's going to be interesting to see why. So kind of cool. What else have we got going from the team? It's real by real, Pulse, PCOCK, and ETH. They've been pretty consistent with that, which is nice to see. So that is kind of the things that we've been seeing from them. Just going through a few more of these comments over the last few hours. When will a public market maker marketplace be launched? Now, this is something else that we're looking forward to, right? It is our priority. Hopefully, it will be out by May. So they are doing a market maker marketplace. It looks like May is the timeline there. So it's a little bit of alpha there. Kind of cool. Yeah, I thought it might be a bit sooner, but now the fact that they're focused on these three at the moment makes sense. I'll just delay that a little bit. So that is from them. Just trying to see what else they got, because they've been making a lot of comments in the last couple of hours. And always there's a little bit of nuggets, gold nuggets in some of these. They drop something. So when people ask the right questions, they get a good answer. And then there's lots of social media posts with this, just the general stuff. So that is LibertySwap, guys. It is leading the way indeed. So kind of cool. What else? I think that's it. The real question is, how can you trust the wallet you download is not fake? We have to distribute through sources that are hard to fake or impersonate. That's right. That's true. So that is some of the big stuff there from PCOCK, LibertySwap. I think we're going to lend it there. But they've been pretty busy, haven't they? They've been pretty busy indeed. So we may see a big move there. Keep a lookout for that. All right, so that is LibertySwap, and that is the DApp. So obviously they got the exchange now with the new Liberty pools there, particularly stage 1 at the moment, going up to stage 2, so you can go from Pulsechain to these other chains. Kind of cool. And we got the Unichain. Yeah, I don't use Unichain, so that's why I wasn't too familiar with that symbol there. But that is the case right now, and that's going to expand rapidly. So you're going to get all the other stablecoins too, and so we're going to have a whole list here. Isn't that going to be cool? We're going to have a whole list here. Going to be very cool, and new pools set up as well. So this is about to scale. Seriously, going to be really great and bullish there. We've also got LibertyX course that already does DEX aggregation, so it's kind of cool. So you can do all that because the pathway's very, very cool. So you can go chain to chain here with LibertySwap, Liberty Pool. You can go to you can do DEX aggregation and get your best rates. You can shield, in other words, get privacy. You can do privacy here, shield and unshield, and your wallets there. And you got liquidity as well. You can provide liquidity there. This is probably going to be expanded, as my guess. All this stuff here, because the fees I think go to the benefit of the ecosystem. So keep a lookout for that. Lots more coming from LibertySwap here. All right, now let's go back and have a quick look. How are we doing for time? An hour and 9 minutes. So we've got plenty of time. We're going to have a little look at some of the LP pools. So let's do that, eh? So obviously Pulsechain there is got about 3 million in volume. We got DAI, so this is Bridgeton DAI. It's 1.7 million. USDC 1 million. So no surprise there, right? So we could reasonably expect to get more volumes trading, arguably. With LibertySwap, although it's multi-chain. We'll keep a lookout for the impact on that. And we've obviously got PDAI having had a big move, up 75%. And did we actually look at the chart? So look, yeah, I think there was a bit of selling going on. And we're going to have one more look here. Yeah, got up to, let me go away to market cap. Let's go to the price. Got up to 0.22 of a penny, now back at 0.2 of a penny. So had a bit of a rally there. Let's go to the daily chart. that is the daily chart there. So big rally in there, and down it goes again. So how big was that? It's quite a big one. 9 days, 134%. So 2.3x in 9 days. Pretty good, eh? And it's still up 2x, just over 2x right now. So keep a look out for that. Looking longer field, let's go to the weekly candles. And you can see we're still down, we're off the bottom, but we're still down relative to previous highs. But like I said, it's really, just got some very good fundamentals in the sense of it's one of the top liquidity pairs. It has got the big influencers supporting it, and it's got a pretty dynamic, hardcore cult-like community, right? One of the biggest communities in Pulsechain. Those are kind of the fundamentals, but doesn't really have a protocol. So, people, that's kind of keep a look out for that. And then people got to participate in that too, right? So still very speculative like anything else, and can go up and down with markets like anything else, with those fundamentals in mind. All right, so let's go to some of the other ones that we get. So that's number 4, over 100K, so 90-30K. So we've only got 3 over 1 million at the moment. And then we got wrapped ETH, Bridgeton as well, 557. So that's kind of cool. And then we got the scam token, yay. So we ignore that. We got ProveX there, $444,000 is a ProveX. So it's doing pretty well. Richard Hart's new coin, of course, and peer-to-peer technology. Then we got Tether USDC D from Ethereum. So another Bridgeton one there, 422. So no surprises there. Let's see how they go with LibertySwap and expansion, how that works. And then we got Hex, of course. We got a lot of Hexkins in the chat today. So big shout out to everybody in Hex. And that's a 419, so it's a nice little lift there for PHEX. Number 10 is the 310K, so we've got 10, and that is a Pulsechain, Richard Core as well. And then we got Wrap Bitcoin, which has been pretty exciting recently, coming off the bottom. That has done just under $250,000, 58% up for the week. So pretty cool. Down a bit today. We got Hex from Ethereum, obviously Bridgeton as well. 209K. And Fat Sammy made a good point the other day on the live stream when we had him on, about ETH could be a leading indicator for Pulsechain. And so that'd be pretty interesting. Definitely got dynamics there. Hex, of course, one of the 5 coins from last bull market. So it's a cycle 1 coin in that sense, was one of the 5 that did 10,000x. But since then, of course, we've got millions of coins now. So you do have to really focus in on quality. But of course, ETH there got a large community, right? And a Richard Hart OG coin there. So we'll keep a lookout for that, and relatively thin liquidity. So it can be moved quite nicely. We got a Troper sitting in there as well, over 130K from James Maria. Ability to really move volume is James Maria, and that's moving there as well. I'm going to try and do some follow-ups on the James Maria stuff. See if we can find any intel on that. So that's doing pretty well, up 71% for the week. And then World's Greatest P-Die from OG WebChef, also another volume movers, right? They have ability to move volumes, bots and things. That is 121K. So we've got 14 coins right now over 100K. So there we go. And it's up 273% this week. So pretty cool. So some of the manipulated coins, obviously a Troper world coin, still established though, I mean, you can make money, obviously. Those are on the move right now. And then we're also seeing Wrap Bitcoin and PDI on the move. So out of the big 14 top volumes, 4 of those definitely getting pushed higher for different reasons. And then we've got the Richard Cores having a better time with Hex and Pulsechain, up still 15-13% for the week, coming off the bottom. And Hex as well from EHEX there, also moving up. Now, just missing out is PCOCK, but is that all about to change? Are they about to pick up post launch? They got 2 big launches plus, or they basically still got the 3 launches rolling out. So look out for that right now, and the volume there too. So there we go, not too far away from 100K. Then we got incentive tokens sitting down here at 93, missing out a little bit, and so we'll see how that goes forward. What else is pretty close? Gas Money from OG WebChef, Teddy Bear from James Maria, Treasury Bill, James Maria, I believe, as well. And then we got USDC, PUSDC down here, USDC on Pulsechain, a copy, I think it is, a copy, yeah. That's up 68%. That's pretty interesting. Obviously, PDI outright, USDC and USD Tether on Pulsechain also probably moving up a little bit there. Interesting sort of lineup here. We heard from Hedron, so Alex McFurter talking about his new product coming out. So everyone will be keen to follow that on Hedron Icosa. So that is at number 29 right now. 22k volume. True Farm in the mix, 20k, sitting at 85 cents. So looking pretty solid there, True Farm. Big shout out to Neil and Daniel, doing a great job out there. PDC in the mix as well. I love it, 16k. So that's kind of it. Emmett Farm holding up nicely, $1.30. Pretty awesome, Kairos. Guys doing a great job. Look, there's Kairos too as well. Zero Knowledge Printer as well. He's down here as well. So, Kairos there on the move. He's also got a couple other projects, right? So, True Farm obviously is a fork technology of his, but he's also got on Sonic Chain too with Conji Farms on Sonic, and he's also got his old one. Was it PLS or something? PLS? I forgot the name, but it's out there too. What else have we got down here? Not a lot of volume on all the others. Look at this. So I don't know. Retail play. You want to be at least 10k volume, maybe. Maybe 5k if you're doing inflection tokens is all right for retail plays. But apart from that, that's kind of where we are. All right. So that is Go Pulse, not Go Pulse. That's Pulse Coin List. Let's say top gainers. PCOCK in there. What else? I think that's kind of it. There's lots of tools on here. If you haven't been on the Pulse Coin List, pretty cool site. It's got ecosystem maps, all that sort of stuff here. It's even got Tangang in there if you're in the Tangang crew. It's got a lot of trading tools in here, a lot of stats, and then of course token tools. Yeah, profit calculator, lots of things like that. It's got a lot of the naming services stuff. Pretty expensive on the naming service. Have you guys been to it? I went to it. It was pretty damn expensive. I thought I was looking to get a name, but I was like, well, that's a bloody expensive for a name. Parlez-vous français? Parlez-vous français? We got Brendan in the house. Our TA guru, Howdy Super, was RH removed from Interpol today. I did see someone mention that. So who was that? I think it was who was investigating that. Someone investigated it. Let's go have a look at that. But someone was talking about that profit calculator. We've got profit calculators on here. Let's go have a look. Let me have a look. So I'll go back to the main screen here. If you guys haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Smash the follow on X. And of course, hit the repost button. Hit the repost button. I did see a comment on that. I was going to talk about it, but then I got distracted with the other stuff. Richard Hart, the Lionheart. Who was? Someone did a search on that. I'm just trying to. It was an influencer. Who was that? I don't know if Somi's covered it. But. Who was that? Who was talking about that? I have been in conversations with Desktop regarding their tipping technology. I know Fast Abdul's been hitting them up as well. I'm on different software, and I have certain upgrades. I don't have certain upgrades which are probably required. Who was the Somi made a video? Yeah, I thought Somi might made a video there. Let's have a look. Is it accurate though? Because Somi likes sensationalism too. He's a part of his entertainment channel. Somi, your friend Somi, your friend Somi, Let's see if it comes up. There, your friend Somi. Let's see. I did see someone else post about it. I just can't remember who it was. They did a Grok. They tried to do a Grok verification. I'm just looking for it now. So just looking for quality verifications here. Must have been a while back that he did it. He posts quite a lot of mini posts all through the day. So trying to catch up there. Maybe it's this one here. Let's go this one. Just verifying. Yeah. Richard Hart Interpol dropping soon. Richard Hart's profile no longer appears on Europe's Most Wanted there. Apparently that's a post there. I don't know. Let's have a look. Is that I don't know if it comes up on the news on X. What else? No, I don't see. There's quite a big shows on them. Papa Bono and Matty Allen all on at the moment. I don't know. Don't know about that. Not very clear. I think the video was 2 hours ago. Well, that's the one here. Richard Schuler, founder of Hex, no longer appears on Euro's Most Wanted. A change noticed by enthusiasts who shared screenshots. Added to the list in 24 at Finland's requests. Yeah, this whole thing here was just so dodgy, wasn't it? Just shows you how corrupt our policing system is. Now, this is a notification, right? So they don't actually have enforcement rights, as I understand it. It's just like a billboard. But just shows you the lengths of corruption, and of course, it's probably founded through from the SEC itself. Just so corrupt. Removal has sparked hopes in the communities. The case may be dismissed. While the open sections still list them as they're wanted, no official explanation exists. Supporters see it as progress. It just shows you how corrupt the system is, isn't it? Just so corrupt, the system. It is pretty crazy. Pip Lord there says, rumor alert, Richard's EU's was wanted list is no longer visible. So maybe progress has been made there. Some of these believe this could be linked to his Interpol case. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing's just corruption, isn't it? Just really ridiculous. Yeah, so Somi says 4 hours ago, Richard Hart name has been removed from the EU Most Wanted list. However, it's still on Interpol list. The exact same thing happened right before his bogus aggravated assault charge was dropped. Yeah, I mean, the aggravated charge there, around some 16-year-old beating or something. Yeah. It's like, hey, look, it's Europe now, man. You got to be protecting yourself. There's a whole ton of psychos running around that place now. Okay, thanks for looking at Super. Corruption everywhere. Yeah, just absolute corruption, isn't it? Well, we get that in, have you noticed that all the governments, like in Australia, the Labor Party, the left, they put Hanson in prison. In New Zealand, the Labor government put one of their oppositions they didn't like, Brian Tamaki, in prison. And they just made it happen, right? They just made it happen. It's just so corrupt, either through themselves directly or indirectly. And they get on calls and all sorts of stuff, pretty corrupt. We saw in France, Le Pen get put in jail, all that sort of stuff. I mean, these guys are so corrupt, guys. They're just utterly corrupt. And so, yeah, no surprise there with the Interpol when the Democrats are running the show, right? Corruption. They use the law to attack their enemies big time. And they do nothing. The enemies have done nothing, right? It's unlike them that do all the bad stuff, and they get away with it, constantly getting away with it. All right, so that is some of the updates there. Nice little topic there, Brenton. I guess you want us to talk about copper now? Well, copper's looking pretty good at the moment. Let's go to talk about copper. I can talk about copper. Copper, good indication of the economy, right? So let's go to that. We've got copper is at $6 right now, Brennan. It is down pretty cheap, though, on the daily. But let's have a look at the year. And let's have a look. Oh, it's not even updating. It's a 5 year. What happened? It's not even updating there. Oh, there it goes. 1 year. So it's looking pretty good on the year. Back at all-time highs there, Brennan. You need copper for all the power and all the power relays and everything else, don't you? Yeah, copper. Transformers, copper. Got to transform power. High volt to low volt. Copper. Now, one of the things that's happening with copper is it's going to be tokenized by Data Vault. So Data Vault, there's probably other companies, but Data Vault leading the way there. DVLT going to be tokenizing I don't know if the deal's done yet, but they're going to tokenizing copper. So you'll be able to trade copper in that regard. So you probably already can, but that's coming up pretty majorly. That's going to be a major trading copper. Yeah, we've got lots of players entering that, right? Some people doing directly through Data Vault, stuff like that. Other people doing it through existing companies on NASDAQ, through the X stocks. So you're going to be able to trade everything on a lot of platforms, which is pretty exciting. Just like you can, be able to trade a lot of second lab tokens on the top of Stretch through decentralized. You can do that now already, and that's going to be explosive area. The debt market, high yields in crypto. So it's a rip, man. Crypto's taking over everything, guys, and it's making it better, right? Not just taking it over, but it's actually making it better. And 24/7, baby, 24/7. Now, liquidity is always an issue, and that's one of the reasons why LibertySwap has launched these products to support liquidity and also run on the stablecoin boom. and offering the best service possible by integrating and make it seamless, which is pretty cool. All right, so pretty cool stuff happening, guys, in the old crypto. And we got this from Trump earlier, didn't we? How are we doing for time? An hour and 25. Trump there, Iran has agreed to no nuclear weapons and they will hand over the nuclear dust, says President Trump. Very important is that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, and they agreed to that. Iran agreed to that, and they agreed to it very powerfully. You gotta love his lingo there. Democrats hate that, right? If they heard that, they'd probably end up passing out. They've agreed to give us back the nuclear dust. That's the way underground because of the attack we made with the B-2 bombers. So we have a lot of agreement with Iran, and I think something's going to happen very positively there. So that's from Trump.
The big thing we have to do is we have to make sure that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, because if they do, you want to talk about problems, you'd have problems. So very important is that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, and they've agreed to that. Iran's agreed to that, and they've agreed to it very powerfully. They've agreed to give us back the nuclear dust that's way underground because of the attack we made with the B-2 bombers. So we have a lot of agreement with Iran, and I think something's going to happen very positive. The big thing we have to do is we have to make sure that...
All right, so that was from Trump there. So it's looking very good. And apparently he hinted there in that gaggle there that they will be going to, that deal could be done potentially this weekend. So I think that would be set us up very nicely for the markets next week, in addition to reaching back to all-time highs on the S&P 500, etc., and the Nasdaq there. Interesting enough, we've still got ETH still getting wallet drops. We're now at another 700,000 wallets airdropped to Hex already, and we're up almost to 8.8 million. I think we started off, what was it, about 400,000 wallets for the start of the airdrop. So we're up over 8 million wallets already on this airdrop tactic. Interesting. There's 400 million wallets, right? So I mean, how far are these guys going? I mean, it's a lot of Hex. But hey, look, just a fraction of involvement there, looking positive. We got amplified there as well. MSDR, amplified Bitcoin. Look at that, 55%. So, yeah, pretty awesome. Error return annualized. So, what's 11.5% on stretch when you're earning, massive yield on that. So pretty cool. Ian Heinisch commented, Brennan, on the Interpol cost. Looks like you got the Interpol case dropped. Good. Now get back to what actually worked. No postcards, not tablets. Not being a reply guy, not hiding. Start streaming again. These things are definitely making an impact here. But I think these we're seeing a lot of variety of that, and the monster thread looks pretty cool. But I think a digital marketing campaign would be pretty nice. But you need, it needs a bit of a budget for that. And I'd like to see that for Pulsechain across the board as sentiment picks up. Timing's going to be key for that to get your best bang for the buck. Start streaming again, 100%. Obviously, we all know that Richard streaming is a big deal. All right, but he has to have things to talk about. He has to have new things to talk about, all that sort of stuff. But I think that would be exciting. So some cool stuff there. I think that's pretty much it, is it? Yeah, so Morgan Stanley rings the close of the bell there and celebrate the launch of MSTB, the first Bitcoin ETF issued by a major bank. Isn't that cool? You got to love the New York Stock Exchange atmosphere with all that stuff, right? It's kind of cool. And then we got Charles Schwab, right, rolling out direct Bitcoin trading. And of course, they're wanting to win back some of their clients from Coinbase, I think it is. So that's pretty cool. Charles Schwab rolling out direct Bitcoin trading to 38.9 million brokerage accounts. Can you guys see it's just, it continues to roll out. I think Charles Schwab's with 12.2 trillion in client value, even more than BlackRock, I think. I can't remember what BlackRock says at the moment. I thought it was over 10. But yeah, that's huge. Recommend Bitcoin allocate 6.6% moderate. It's game over. It's game on. It's game over and game on all at the same time. It is a huge stuff happening there. Pretty cool. Very cool stuff happening in that place. Got the cat there. All right, guys. We also had a nice net flow, of course, with the Pulsechain bridge, 254K. Keep moving forward. Our Pulsechain season indeed. So more capital coming. That's 2 days in a row. We've had $250,000 in capital bridge, I think that is. Yeah, 2 days. So it's $500,000. We'll take that. It's a beginning. Roll on the millions. Very excited there. So cool stuff happening there. Some good things on the move, guys. That's just a bit of a scroll of my thread. My thread. Frank White says, sit up Teppers. Yeah, I'm trying. I tried, but I'm using EVMux and it's not easy to set up, and I don't actually have the upgrade. But he's going to try and do a cloud service, I think. Linked to desktop on the PLS start. PLS start. Yeah. Well, I've already set up my account, a registered account, but using the DeFi isn't being able to. I haven't been able to use that because I'm using EVMux. But he did talk about a cloud service for that. So it could be coming. How many people are using Tipex? I guess it's a bit of a egg and chicken and an egg, right? Chicken and an egg there for that. I wasn't entirely sure what the benefit was either. So I know, let me know what you think about that, Frank, because I wasn't. What's the difference between just sending some stuff to a Pulse address, for example? The team's great. I like the team and I like their stuff. I just wasn't completely sure the value add, let's say. I know it has integration, so maybe that's what's missing. Maybe that's because I can't get that. Just a handful of use so far, yeah. That's kind of cool. I mean, it is very good for community building. You can receive Pulse or USDC to your name like Kryptonite Pulse. Well, you can't. You know how much it costs to get a domain name with Pulse on it? It's like heaps of money. I don't want to pay that money. I'm trying to 20x the money. Buying a name for 500 or $1,000, and you could take that money and 20x that money, right? So why would I do that? This is the logical. That's how I think. If you're wondering how I think in crypto, so I'm always thinking about the future price of the bull market. I never think about today. $5, you reckon? Oh, I'll have a look. But when I looked at it yesterday, it was like $550 or something. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago. That's how I always look about crypto. I always think, what am I spending today? It's a bit like pizza. Remember the pizza? You paid, how much pizza was that? How many Bitcoin you paid for pizza? But it ended up costing him millions for the pizza. That's how you got. Whenever you think about crypto, you got to think about the forward price of crypto, not today's price of crypto, especially the bull market, right? If you're at the top of the bull market, you can see the chart topping out, then sure. But like I say, you got to think everything you spend today, what is the opportunity cost of the bull market price? It could be pretty insane, right? Could be pretty insane, especially with Pulsechain down where it is right now. There is your ability to pick up millions of Pulse right now at such cheap prices is insane, right? So you are getting basically all the big sacrifices, all the big volumes right now. The Pulse that you're picking up is all their Pulse. You're picking up their Pulse. Brennan says 15,000 Bitcoin for a deep crust pizza. Worth it, lol. Says, well, I agree. Deep crust pizza is pretty tasty, Brennan, and I get that. But you're probably giving up a super yacht, Brennan, which is what what's that guy, the property guy that's in the Bitcoin, the 10x guy. What's his name? Brennan, you probably know his name. I've forgotten his name off the top of my head, but Yadon, is it Crodon? What's his name? Crodon. Yadon. What's his name? It's coming, slowly coming. Right on. I can't remember his exact name. Cardone or something. Cardone, that's the one. Cardone. He just announced yesterday that he's bought another 500 unit place, I think, and he's going to do another 500 Bitcoin or something like that. The Bitcoin's going to be worth way more than his property, but he likes owning property, so there we go. Anything you spend these days, you got to think about it. What you're going to get. Yeah, so I mean, look at the moment. I mean, you can get to get a billion Pulse was about 85,000 on the sacrifice. You can get that now, a billion Pulse for 7,500. It would have, Grant Canone, yeah. It would have cost you 85,000 to get a billion Pulse in the sacrifice. You can now get that for 7,500, which is a lot of Pulse you're getting, for that relative to. So now the bears would argue that maybe you can get that and maybe it goes down 50% more and you can get it for 3.5K or something. But look, I think we're down pretty low right now. All right, so lots of volume right now, which means that all the people buying big bags of Pulse right now. Going to be probably smiling, my guess. And remember, Tom Lee and Michael Saylor, they are pumping all our bags. They are bringing all the big capital through Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's also going to pump the Magic Carp ride, all the ETH and Bitcoin that Richard's holding. And it could be worth absolutely crazy amounts. Now, people speculate how much Bitcoin he mined in March 2011, but he is one of the OGs from the early days. I mean, it's a special time, and now we look back on it, setting up the miners and getting on the back feeds and doing all that. Having your name amongst the names of the OGs, kind of cool. He's always indicated that he's a diamond hand guy. And, so assuming that's true from his own personal mining, obviously he had the AA lobby with all the ETH running through it, and then the sacrifice sets. So he's picked up a lot that way. And then, he did ETH mining in 2016. So that would have been, picked up some there. And he got all the fork tokens as well, right? 2017, 2018. And he's a pretty diamond hands kind of guy. I think he, walks the talk. And so presumably could be very big, very large indeed, globally. And if the bags get pumped by Tom Lee and Michael Saylor, and it all goes to where we think they're going, his bags could be ginormous. And just shaving a little bit off, even the public sacrifice sets could absolutely pump Pulsechain to Magic Carpet dreams for those that are diamond hands that managed to survive 4 or 5 years. That's the play. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're up to an hour and 36 minutes. Take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and good times. It's Friday here, and it's Thursday in the US, and the weekend could be very bullish indeed if we get an Iranian peace deal. Keep a lookout for that. All right, take care. Bye for now.